Nice.
before it got super complicated.
Oh yeah, I still play the app Duel Links. I don't know if you've heard of that, but it's like
Yeah.
speed dueling. And
Yeah, Duel Links was fun. I played it for the first while it was out.
yeah, but it definitely changed a lot since the mid 2000s.
Yeah, that is an understatement.
Yeah.
It's for sure a lot different. Okay, here I just have to plug in my Switch. I'll be 1 second. I'm
No,
just gonna mute
you're
here so you
fine, I
can set
promise.
everything up. Okay, cool. I'm just joining now.
Sure.
Is there any specific like matchups or anything that you want practice with, or anything that you specifically want help with?
Well, I will say I feel like my disadvantage has overall gotten better since last time. I'm doing
Mhm.
more mix-ups at the ledge, and um, I mean, I guess I wouldn't mind maybe face. Which you said you've been playing Wolf and Palutena mostly in bracket, but I still wouldn't mind just facing your Terry a few times because I do struggle against Terry sometimes. Uh,
Mhm.
so maybe if I
Yeah,
could
sure.
get like 3 or 4 against Terry, then we can just go from there, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. We'll start with that and then see what happens.
Sure.
Oh, whoops! You even told me that was the wrong password, and I
Oh
still
yeah,
clicked on.
I did not mean to rush you. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. That's not your fault at all. That was my fault for scheduling things the way I did. But we're all good.
Yesterday I had somebody that wanted to do a first to 10 with me, and they wanted me to stream it, and I had to be at work in an hour. I'm like, okay, I think we got time. And the first 2 matches took like 10 minutes. Then I just switched to Ganondorf and did the other 8 in like 19 minutes. So, anyways, I get it.
Yeah, that'll happen. Yeah, so I'm not seeing anything awful at the moment. Um, I could tell that your disadvantage has improved. I feel like I'm having a harder time, like, keeping you in disadvantage and just kind of like rinse repeating.
Cool.
One, like, this is pretty nitpicky, but just matchup specific thing. You kind of want to DI Terry's down throw the same way you do Peach down throw. So if you DI, like, you want to DI towards Terry.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, I can get that up air charged up B. If you DI away, then I have to go for something else, and like it's not as true.
Okay.
But if you DI in like that, then I get the better combo.
So I
But
should
that's a pretty nitpicky thing.
definitely DI away whenever you grab me most of the time.
Yeah, and DIing away is actually DIing towards Terry.
Okay. So
It's kind of like Peaches, where
okay.
it puts you behind them to start the throw.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
It does. So basically, like in most situations, I should hold in if you've grabbed me.
Yeah,
Okay.
in almost all situations against Terry, like
Okay.
he doesn't have any throw mix-ups, and that will like screw you up if you DI in.
Okay.
So that should be safer overall.
All right. That is noted. And yeah, you can be as nitpicky as you need to be because I'll take any advice I can get.
For sure.
Oh, okay. That one was pretty brutal. Are you there?
Sorry, I muted.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah, that one, like, it seems like when Terry kind of gets going, it just kind of causes those little bit of panic cycles,
Yeah.
where you make one bad decision and then you make another bad decision, and it's kind of hard to reset.
Yeah, that makes
Um,
sense.
but that's kind of what I'd say there is just kind of like focus on resetting if you're in any of those situations, and don't worry about getting too much back. Just get yourself back into a situation in neutral that you can play safely from there.
Okay.
Um, so kind of a smaller thing, but like right now, whenever I'm getting hit by PK fire, I'm not feeling like very threatened.
Okay.
Um, part of what seems to be happening is like I can kind of get out of PK fire before you can do anything to punish it in like most cases. Um, so I'm just kind of like DIing out and then waiting for you to kind of like overextend with something and then punish, and that's kind of what happened there. Um, and I know like you want to get a combo or you want to get something off of PK fire, but um, sometimes if you catch somebody who's DIing out of it properly, you might have to just kind of like wait and see what they do afterwards rather than kind of like
Instead of just
rushing in and trying to make something happen, right?
right. Yeah, because like yeah, basically I do notice that like I'll try to assume you're going away and then I'll try to catch you with a fair or something. But yeah, I don't like you said, I really haven't gotten much off of that, so it definitely makes sense that I should kind of wait and see a little bit more, especially when you're at higher percents, I think.
Yeah. And you can still go for stuff, but I just try and make the stuff that you're going for be like less committal. So like rather than going for like a run up fair where you kind of have to like drift through me to like be where you expect me to be, like even just running up and throwing another PK fire or like sitting back and like just following up with like a PK thunder or something. Something that I'm not going to be able to punish but will still apply some pressure.
Okay.
Or else just running up and like being kind of in the area in case I panic and just kind of like give up stage control, right?
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Um, yeah.
I forgot the proper way to DI again there. Okay.
No jump.
Yeah, I thought I had a jump, but apparently not. So I have
Gotcha.
a question. When you're like jabbing me, should I immediately start DIing away and then DI back in if you're doing the strong hit, or how should I be handling that?
You kind of just have to take a guess as to which power dunk I'm gonna do,
Okay.
and then like pray. Um, like you kind of have to hard SDI in or hard SDI out, and it doesn't matter which one you you do. I can cover either one, but I can't really do it on reaction.
Okay.
Um, so I have to just kind of like guess as well. But like for example, if we're on the like right side of the stage, um, I'm just gonna do the short power dunk that you have to like mash right SDI on, right?
Right.
Um, because nobody's gonna SDI towards the blast zone.
Yeah.
Um, So in that case, I just say screw it and just cover the like SDI in. So it's kind of like little mind games like that, where if you call it out correctly, um, then you'll be fine. But it's kind of just pick left or right and hard SDI.
Okay. Yeah, it kind of reminds me if you get like down thrown by Luigi or Dr. Mario around 100%. So, okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of the idea.
So should I have held?
Yeah, so you're definitely
Go
getting.
ahead. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. In that situation, it's like you. I mean, I know you kind of want the back throw there. Um, so for me, it's like the only thing I'm going to get killed by there is a back throw. So I'm just not going to let it happen.
Right.
I'm just going to do the power dunk, even if it puts me off stage, because at least in that situation, I'm not getting back thrown, right?
Right. Cause,
Um,
cause could I have shielded that whole thing and then grabbed you, or would you have just went through me?
I would have went past you and off stage.
Okay.
So play there is just, I mean, like it could have gone a lot of different ways, right? Like I could have stopped, um, like
You could have just like 1-2'd me and then grabbed me or
yeah,
something.
and then just like backdashed or like grabbed or something. So it really just kind of comes down to that mind game. But yeah, in like on my side there, what I'm going for is like, okay, the only thing I die to here is back throw. So I'm just not gonna get hit by back throw. Let's just, do the power dunk regardless. I think if you tried to hold shield for the whole power dunk, the way down might have shield poked because you were a little bit lower on shield.
Yeah, that's true.
Um, so that's something else to think about. But I was basically just like, okay, let's not get back thrown
Right.
because I was already in the situation where I had you right up against the wall, and I was like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, because you knew what I wanted for sure. So okay. Well, if I
yeah,
could just get one more against your Terry, if you don't mind.
yep, I'm down for whatever. Yeah. Um, so like, yeah, down throw is hard to remember just because it's like not intuitive.
Yeah, I know
Um,
I DI'd it incorrectly like every time you did it.
but yeah, that's something small to think about. And then besides that, like I'm just catching you on like tiny things. Um, like I got that first kill pretty early just because you like narrowed out of a like a area where you were just above the stage. And I called that out. Um, but it seems like for the most part, you're holding up pretty well in the matchup.
Okay.
How are you feeling about it?
I mean, I can definitely see some of the stuff I'm doing wrong, and everything you've said makes sense. So, yeah, like you said, I'm hanging in there most of the time. I think you three stocked me once or twice there, but yeah, it's not too
Mhm.
bad. And like last time, I'll definitely go back and watch this all again. So, um,
Awesome.
that was nice.
Thank you.
Yep. For a split second, I forgot you weren't Terry and was gonna do the little flame thing. That's why I threw out the bat.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely like a little bit different of a matchup. Like Terry is a little bit better in the kind of like mid range where he can use some of those burst options and kind of poke at you with F tilt and stuff. Whereas Ken doesn't really have that, but he's got, just kind of like the crazy combos.
Yeah, there was
Um,
a solid like 10 seconds where you just had me locked on the ground. It was very, very great to watch.
yeah, it feels good to play. Does not feel that great to be in that position.
Oh yeah, I mean it was just
Um,
I was just in awe to be honest.
so main differences in the matchup are basically like Ken's ground game isn't quite as like safe as Terry's. Like he doesn't have the dash attack or the F tilt as like good kind of like neutral options.
Right,
So most of what he's trying to do in neutral is just kind of jump in on you and get those nairs to start off combos. Um, and then kind of like mix stuff up on the ground. He has to be very close on the ground to make things work effectively. Whereas he can kind of jump into closed space.
right,
So it's a lot of kind of like just hitting him out of the air and swatting him, and then like pivot grabs and stuff on his landings and that sort of thing.
right.
Um, but yeah, also the PK fire thing has been way better. Like you haven't been overextending um, on those. When you have something confirmed, you've been getting it, and you haven't been pushing too far outside of that, which is really good.
Well, good. I'm glad I'm improving even in defeat. That's always good to hear. I did get ninth out of 202 people after our coaching session last time.
Nice, holy shit, that's really good.
See, I was happy. Hungry Box got first place.
As he does.
Right.
Yep.
Well, there it is again. Oh, I fell out that time. Thank God. Oh, nice. I didn't know that could two frame.
Yeah. It's his only thing that hits ledge.
Okay.
But it's frame 5, so it's pretty fast.
Was I right to buffer
Um,
air dodge out of some of your jab combos?
yeah, I like it's hard because there are situations where if you don't, I just kill you for it. Like, the situation on the left side where I did the like combo into the spike.
Yeah.
I think you can buffer air dodge there. Um, But then if I know you're gonna buffer air dodge, I can, like wait and do something after.
Okay,
Um,
so it could
so
be
it's hard.
okay. It's just one of those other things like I could do it to mix up, but if you expect it, you could just stop comboing and wait for it, I guess.
That's more or less right. Yeah, it just kind of comes down to a mix up.
Okay.
Um, because if I start waiting for you to air dodge, and I kind of get into your space, and you just start nairing out of stuff, that's kind of the other end of the mix up, right?
Yeah.
Um, it's kind of doing an aerial immediately or doing an air dodge. I don't think Ken has much that covers both.
After this one, will you give me the Palatina?
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
No problem. Oops. Yeah. So that's definitely a situation where you gotta mash air dodge.
Okay.
But yeah, it's hard to know when you have to and when you shouldn't.
Right.
Um, yeah,
I lied. Can I get Ken one more time? Then Palatina.
yeah, for sure.
Okay. I just want to see if I can do any better with these characters against, because I really feel like I need a sortie to cover Ness's weaknesses and bracket, because I did lose to a Cloud the other day after a pretty good run, but I
Mhm.
don't know. I definitely know you don't want to stretch yourself too thin.
Yeah, caught my jump.
Oh man. Okay.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't have a jump. I kind of had to do something risky to get back on stage. That was one thing I was gonna say. Like during the game is like making sure that you kind of like keep track of my jump as well to know when I'm gonna have to do something riskier to come back to stage.
Right.
Um, but then you punished me for not having my jump at the
Oh,
end of the game, so I
oh,
think that's
right
a
as you were
good
gonna
thing
say it.
to
I do have
be
two
aware
or
of.
three questions while I'm thinking about it because there are things I wanted to ask you
Yeah.
last time and I forgot. What stick sensitivity do you play with?
High, but it's really just preference. All the stick sensitivity does is it changes the window to use smash attacks by 1 frame.
Oh, that's it.
So
Okay.
yeah, it does almost nothing. Um, so like I think it's something like on uh on I don't actually even remember if high is more frames or less frames. I think high is more frames. Um, so like if I flick up and press A, I think on high you have like 5 frames to input your smash attack, and on low you only have 3. Um, so it just depends on preference.
Okay.
Um, but I'd say probably whatever you're playing on and you're already used to is just fine.
Yeah, because I use high as well, and just sometimes, and especially in bracket, maybe it's my nerves, but like I'll have people in situations where I know I can kill them with yo-yo. Like I had a Donkey Kong the other day off stage at 70% with my back turned, and guaranteed yo-yo. And sometimes I'll just accidentally down tilt or up tilt instead, but it doesn't happen like a whole lot. But I just didn't know if there was a stick sensitivity that would help out with that or not.
Um, yeah, I mean you could try other stick sensitivities for that if you're having trouble, but I'm guessing more what's happening there is like you're actually like tensing up or something and missing the input, right?
Yeah,
Because it's in a position where you're like, I should have this, like it should be a free kill, and then you hesitate, right?
right.
Um, so like I'd say two different options for that. One is either like if you feel like you're really jittery and you aren't sure whether you're going to get that input properly, don't worry too much about the input and just go for something else. Which sounds kind of weird if you're trying to, like get the kills and like have the lane, or sorry, not the lane, have the game go the way that you want it to.
Right.
Um, but if you are kind of aware of your own kind of like mental state and where you are, it'll actually be more effective to not go for stuff that you feel like you might miss, and just to kind of say, okay, let's just like toss out a PK fire at ledge or something and then see what they do.
Yeah,
Um,
that
and
makes
then
sense.
slowly,
And then maybe
yeah, slowly you'll
next,
be able to recognize that, and then it'll be less scary the next time because it's like, okay, I don't have to have it all on the line for like me hitting this one yo-yo here, right?
yeah,
And then next time it's just like, okay, the yo-yo comes out and it works.
makes sense. And
Um,
last question that I was going to ask you is, earlier I went on Elite Smash and I disabled my ZR button so I couldn't shield. That way it would make me
yep.
focus more on movement. Does that seem like a good idea to you?
Yeah, I think so. It depends on what you're trying to do, but I like it because you have a specific goal in mind, which is, let's see if I can play and focus more on movement rather than relying on shield. And I think that that's really good. Um, I like, I don't know if there are specifically like very good ways to practice or very poor ways to practice with Smash, just because it's not that developed of a game. Um, so I don't know how effective it is, but the fact that you have a goal there that you're specifically trying to work on, and you found a way to try and practice that, I think is really good. Like I
Yeah.
think that process is more important than the individual practice, but I like it,
Okay. Well,
if that makes sense.
that was a good answer. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, that's all I can think of for now.
Cool. Whoops.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Mhm. Nice. Good way.
Nice. Thank you.
Um, one kind of like smaller thing. Um, this is much more for like your Pyra Mythra than your Ness. Um, is just that like I think this will probably come with time and like playing them more. But you are giving up a lot of like stage in situations where you might not have to. Um, like there was one point in time where you like used Pyra's side B, and then I shielded it, and when I shielded it, you backed off to like almost full stage.
Yeah, because
Um,
I'm so afraid of getting punished from that because I really don't know what to do if you shield it.
mhm. Yeah. So, and I like I said, I think that'll kind of come with playing the character more. But there are situations with both of those, like Pyra and Mythra, where as soon as you kind of like get spooked, you're like opposite side of the stage, and then suddenly I have a whole bunch of like stage area to play with, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. And you think I'm doing that more with Pyra and Mythra than Ness?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Definitely. With Ness, I didn't pick that out as a problem. Like how much stage control you were giving up, it seemed like you had a pretty good grasp on how to like how much you had to give up to be safe. Whereas
Yeah.
it feels like that's just not quite there yet with Pyramithra, but
Yeah, I've never used Pyra and
should
Mythra
come
in
with time.
bracket at all, so I definitely I feel like I have some potential with her, but like you said, I need to work on that and a lot of other things, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
sorry, I wasn't trying to talk over you.
Nope, you're good.
But do you think Pyra and Mythra would be a good counter pick to Cloud in bracket?
I mean better than Ness for sure.
Ooh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay, I see you.
Yeah, kind of calling out some of the air dodges now.
Oh yeah.
Um, but wasn't really able to do that against your Ness. There's one other thing I was going to point out here. What was it? Um, oh, this is pretty nitpicky, but just make sure that you're thinking about like when and why you're changing as well. Um, it's like it's kind of a small thing because it was working for you for the most part. Um, but like there was one time when you were Mythra and you swapped to Pyra and then immediately grabbed me, and then like after you threw me as Pyra, you just immediately switched back.
Okay.
And like in my head, like seeing that string of events, like in the end, you got percent on me, so that's good. Um,
Yeah, honestly, in
but it's
in
kind of
hindsight,
like
I really couldn't tell you why I did that.
exactly. So it's just kind of like making sure that you're thinking about that stuff, like consciously.
Okay.
Uh, if you feel like you need the multi hits and you need the speed, then you're playing Mythra. If you feel like, or if you just want to mix up on timing, you can go to Pyra. You know, there's lots of different reasons why, but just make sure that you're kind of thinking about it while you're doing it.
That makes sense.
Um,
Do you have time for one more match?
yep. Yeah, we can get one more in here.
I'm not trying to. Actually, I know you like to fit in 5 minutes earlier. Are you sure?
Yeah, but I made you wait for the the half hour, and we kind of
Okay.
were a little bit slow getting started, so
Okay.
it's fair.
That works out.
I appreciate you kind of respecting my time like that, though.
Oh
So
man,
thank you.
you're a human being at the end of the day, so no worries at all.
Awesome.
we live in.
Mhm.
Oh,
Mhm. Yeah. So I don't know if we talked about this last time. We might have. Otherwise, I'm thinking about somebody else. But for stocks 1 and 3, basically what happened was because you had no options left when you were getting closer to the stage, um, I knew exactly when you were gonna like touch ledge. Um, you were kind of using lots of options like out of the stage, like PK flash and like stuff like that to stall. But then when you completely run out of options like that, there's only one way you can get back to stage. Um, so I just have to react to that PK Thunder 2 starting with down tilt and then confirm off of it.
yeah, we did
Um,
cover that last time, which I've been trying to mix up how I get back, but I think part of it may have been because like I'm fearful of all of your options as Palutena. So like I'll throw out
mhm.
Magnet, but then after I do that kind of stuff, like you said, I'm in a position where it's one way back. So um,
Yeah.
I'll definitely
And
continue to
it's
work on that.
yeah, and yet again, it is a mix-up game, and it's not like every time I was just sitting back and like letting you waste your options. Like there were a lot of times where I was kind of like going out there with Palu and trying to chase you down with like nairs and like back airs and stuff off stage. Um, but it's just kind of being aware of like that being what caused those 2 kills, right?
Yeah,
I
that
put a
makes
lot of
sense.
emphasis on kills just because like it's something that like it's usually the hardest part for people is how do you find kills. Um, and yeah, that's something I had pointed out for that.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely think it's worth knowing like how you died for sure. So, um, but yeah, I think these have been some good sessions, and I would definitely recommend you to anybody for sure.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate that a lot.
Oh yeah.
Um, and I hope that stuff goes well. And congrats again on the crew battle today.
Well, thank you very much, and yeah, if I ever book again, you'll definitely be one of the people I book with. So, like I said, you've been very nice, very kind, and I'm not trying to be repetitive, but I really do mean it. So, again, thank you.
Well, yeah, thanks. I mean, I feel like we could go back and forth complimenting each
Hell
other,
yeah, 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 yeah. I know,
thanking each
I
other
know.
for a
Yeah,
while.
yeah. I'll end it now. I'll hit the hang up button.
But best of luck, and I hope things go well.
For sure. Have a good day, man.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks.